Hello everyone and welcome to a video on the sweatiest squad that I have seen today. There's just so much pace in it that I think you guys will really struggle to beat it. And because FIFA is all about pacey players and just fast counter-attacks and just pace galore, then this team is just really fun to play with and it basically wins every game. So in this episode I will enter a tournament and try and win it to show you how overpowered and how amazing this team can be. So it is a hybrid because there's not a certain league that has all the paciest players. There's quite a few Brazilians in it, but it does have 99 chemistry. So you've got in goals, you've got Guilherme. Now, of course, I didn't add his speed into the pace statistics, which you'll see after you see the team. But, you know, you can't really sort of put his speed in with the pace. But he actually is relatively fast for a goalkeeper. He's got in the 60s speed, which is pretty decent. But right back, you've got Walker, who has 91 pace. Centre backs, Dede and Santana, who both have 81 pace. Now, all these players will have different sprint speeds, but their pace pretty much just sums up their acceleration and sprint speed. Left back, you have Jordi Alba, who has enough pace to get past anyone really, and then in front of him is Christian Tello. Now Christian Tello is left wing. You might be thinking surely he's not on 9 chemistry, but he is, because he has a perfect link to Alba. He can afford to not be as a left mid in this particular instance. And then we've got Lucas, who likes to Ramirez, and then Ramirez also likes to Wellington Nem. Now Wellington Nem, he is a decent player. Basically just put him in for the pace and stuff, but he can actually score quite a lot of headers, which is quite unusual for a player that's just not that tall. He's like only 5'10" or something. But right at the top we have the goal scoring monster that is Wellington, the Spartak Moscow version. It doesn't matter what version you put him in, he'll still have full chemistry. So that is the team, 99 chemistry, absolutely overpowered, and in a few seconds we will go and check out all the pace stats stuff. I was just showing you some of the goals there. Wellington Nemi scored quite a few goals for this team. So let's look at the slowest player, the fastest player, and also the average pace. So there we go. The lowest pace is 81, highest 96 with Walcott, and the average is 89. So that's absolutely incredible, and that is the two centre backs that have the slowest pace. So you know, this team is just absolutely incredible. So let's go into some cup action. So I basically just went into the Gold Cup just to show you guys how good this team was. So the first game was obviously sort of qualifying for the quarter-final, and we came up against a guy who had a pretty solid team. He ended up going 1 goal to the good, and we had to come back from that. But basically from our kickoff, his defence, no idea what they're doing there. We play a lovely ball to Wellington, skins the keeper and has a cool head to put it into the back of the net. So that was a pretty good goal, and especially after him scoring, it shows that we do have enough fight back, if you like, to go and get another goal. So that was a nice finish, and we're looking like we're going to sort of dominate this guy. He was on the attack again, but some good defence from us, and this is how good counter-attacking this team is, and because you've got that much pace, you're not going to get caught up with. So let's go was a little bit sweaty. It's pretty much full on sweaty, but it just shows you how good this team is at counter-attacking, and you definitely don't need any skill. Like, you could come up against a guy that's team's full of team the seasons or informs or something, and you will beat him, because all this game is pace. I think we sort of concluded that back in like FIFA 05. This is how easy it is to win games. Even when you're losing, you just keep passing the ball, get like a sort of 1-2, get into space, run down the wing, cross it in, and you're going to score. It's as easy as that. You don't need much creativity to play with this team. So we're going into the quarterfinals now. So that first game we won 3-1, pretty comfortable in the end, although we did go down by 1 goal. But we went into the quarterfinal, and look at this play, just some really good passing. We got the ball to Wellington them there. Now we were actually 2-0 down, and that was late on into the game. So it looks like we are at this stage going to get a comeback, because we had the momentum, and that just shows you that any time of the game really, if you're down, you can still pretty much have your eyes on a victory, because this team is just that good. He took kickoff, and it wasn't long until we got the ball back. The defence just works as a pretty solid unit. The defence just, like, I know there's high attack and work rate for the right and left back, but the two centre backs stay back. Ramirez, since he's high, he's all over the pitch. Sometimes he's at striker, sometimes he's at centre back. You know, he's just such a good player for that centre mid row. He definitely sort of holds the team together there, and he can be caught out of position when he goes in attack sometimes, but You know, you've got players that do come back. Even Walcott sometimes comes back, which is quite handy. But although Felipe Santana has medium work rates, he doesn't really attack that much. And because Dede has high defensive work rate, they just sort of stay back, which is always nice to have your centre backs just sitting back and able to get the tackles in and such like. So that was 2-2. This guy 2-0 up, you're thinking surely he's winning. This game ended up actually going into extra time, and we were looking at pretty good. What a ball that was through to Lucas, that was there, and look at that, back off the net. Now, I've got to confess something. Lucas is the worst player in this team. I thought he'd actually be pretty good, but he's basically just there to sort of fill a kit. You know what I mean? It doesn't really add that much to the team. I thought he would be better personally, but it just turns out he's not too good. There's one of my players actually like pulled his calf or something from running too much. But yeah, Lucas, he could be better, but there's enough players to sort of make up for Lucas, who doesn't consistently perform that great. But Wellington, oh, he is such a good striker. I did actually have him in a team before. I played him with Emenike, and because they're two similar players, it just didn't work. But if you've got Wellington on his own up front, he will deliver the goods. So that ended 4-2. So we're winning the two games so far. We've won them by 2 goals. So I could see a sort of pattern emerging here, if you like. So I went into the semi-finals, this was now, and I was looking to try and get another win and to try and get further in the competition. But the EA Ring of Death happens, and this was just around the sort of 5th minute mark. It was either him that was getting disconnected, or it would be me, and I was sort of fearing it was me, because I've been getting some really bad sort of EA moments happening to me lately. I'll have to make a video on that. It's just absolutely shocking. But basically, after about 2 minutes or something, EA say, okay, you're getting disconnected. So basically, I got disconnected, and that kicked me out of the tournament. So because of that, I just thought I'd show you the quarter final and the stage before that, just to show you how good this team was. I'm sorry guys that I couldn't actually show you me winning, going through the whole tournament and winning it. That's just, you know, me getting disconnected. It's not really my fault as such, but hopefully you can see how good this team is. If you want to make it, you will not regret it. It's absolutely overpowered. As long as you don't come up against me, I'd hate to play it. So until my next video, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.